Happy Sunday, Tilray traders and investors. It's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth. Your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Also home to the absolute best MJ community. We really do have some phenomenal people in the community and love each and every one of you supporting me along the way. Today is Sunday. It's August 11th. Hope you're doing well. And in this video, we're going to be discussing Tilray brands and a potential interview that I've been trying to line up. And I really do need your help. And it's not very often that I ask for help with regards to contacting these companies and from the community, and I think this is going to benefit everybody. And I know this is something that I can't count how many times I've been requested to interview Tilray, and it's not from a lack of trying. I've been reaching out to them, trying to get a hold of them, and Alicia from the Pow Group private community actually shared an interview today. Shout out to Alicia. It was a great interview, which I'm going to bring up here in just a moment. I would encourage everybody that hasn't seen it to check it out. It's with Erwin Simon, the CEO of Tilray. But essentially, I just had some questions on how their interview selection process works. And I think at the end of the day, what we really need to do is get as many people to reach out to them as possible. And that's why I need your help. So we'll get to all that and more. Before we do, make sure to smash the like. It helps support me in the channel. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, all the good stuff. You've been notified on any future videos or when I go live. You can also follow us over on X, formerly Twitter. The handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. And as always, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. I'm not a financial advisor, and you should never buy or sell anything based on anything that I say or write. And I am a very large and proud Tilray shareholder. So I've posted some stuff in the past, interviews, tried to reach out to them a few different times on email, and then also there's a form on their website. And I interviewed the previous CEO of Hexacorp, which they acquired. And I figured that, if anybody would have been able to get an interview, it would have been Pow Group and myself. So I've been unable to get a response from them. I was able to get a response from, Hexo, and I actually did that interview. So this is the interview here with Charlie Bowman. He was the president and CEO at the time, and Julius Ivanitz, who was the CFO at the time. And now that I think about it, he probably wanted to come on and give me an interview because he probably knew that he was going to get acquired by Tilray, and he was probably just trying to do me a solid. And he said, you've been very fair to us, and you've treated Hexo very well over the years. And I think it was kind of just like that act of, just like being a good Samaritan type of thing, and just being nice. And at the end of the day, I think that a lot of the interviews that I post are very thorough, and they ask a lot of difficult questions. And that's, I think, why a lot of these companies don't want to meet with me, is because they know I'm not going to play softball. I'm going to ask them the questions that they may not want to answer. And even if they don't want to answer them, that's fine. I don't really subscribe to the idea of sending them the answers ahead of time. I don't like doing that, because then you don't get their reaction, right? I like to see the question being asked and then answered. But even if you don't want to answer, you can just say, no, I don't want to answer. But I want to see a reaction on your face, and what are some of the, different clues and things like that come along with that, right? Even if you say, no, I can't talk about that, there's a bunch of other body language things that we can derive from that, right? So, at the end of the day, I think that with the help of you and the community, which is the best MJ community on the planet, and I'm so thankful to have the platform that I have, let's see what we can do here. And I need your help. I would encourage everybody to go on Tilray's website, which I'll show you in a second just how to do it. But this was the video that was shared with me, and it's from after earnings. And again, shout out to Alicia from the Pow Group private community who shared it. Tilray brands, this is from 4 days ago, from MJ Pioneer to Beverage Disruptor, with CEO Erwin D. Simon. It is kind of lengthy. It's about 47, just under 48 minutes. It was a fantastic interview. I watched it. But the first thing that came to my mind was, I've never heard of after earnings. I don't know if anybody else has. And the video does have 1.2K views, but they only have 575 subscribers. And I'm not knocking on after earnings. They did a fantastic job. That was a great interview. They did a fantastic job, not downplaying that to any stretch of the imagination. All I'm trying to say is, what does one have to do really? And then I looked into it, and 575 subscribers. They got almost 40,000 views on their channel, and they've just been around since November 29th, 2023. And if you go to Pow Group and you take a look, I've got almost 7,000 subscribers, and then across all platforms, about 25,000. I've got almost 1.5K videos, And then if you scroll down, I'm just about at 1 million views on the channel. And I actually created my channel back in 2018. Didn't really start producing content until 2020 because I wasn't super comfortable getting behind the microphone and the camera. But that is a thing of the past. But one has to wonder what does one have to do to land an interview with one of the best MJ companies on the planet, which I would argue is probably the best MJ company on the planet. And if you remember from this interview, and through the commentary that Charlie Bowman had, he said if Tilray does decide to acquire Hexo, they're going to acquire the best MJ company on the planet. And I could not agree with more than that. It really is. If you look at the bare bones of it in Redecan, it was the best financial, not like financially speaking from a profitability standpoint, but from like an opportunity and growth perspective. Hexo was there. It's just they were plagued by different types of issues with the industry, struggled from, just the bear market and C-word, C19, and then everything else that came with it, the price compression and, all the competition and consolidation in the space. But at the end of the day, they acquired the best MJ company in the planet, which was Hexo and Redecan, in my opinion. And I need your help. So this is the best way that I think we can do it. If you go to Tilray.com, again, that's Tilray.com, Tilray.com. Scroll all the way down to the bottom and click on Contact. And then, or there's a menu at the top. You can click on the menu as well and click on Contact. So if you click on Contact, it'll bring up a form and you just select one of them. Investor relations, media requests. That's the one that I submitted to. Business development, export opportunities, research, and career opportunities. So I would probably request that you select investor relations because most people are going to be an investor that are listening to my voice right now. So I'd probably, even if you want to submit the same message under both of those, media and investor, I also went ahead and grabbed their emails. I'm not 100% sure how accurate these are now, but tilray@tilray.ca, news@tilray.com, investor relations @tilray.com, and ir@tilray.com. Those are emails that you can send directly to as well. So if you want to craft an email, put all those addresses in there, those email addresses in there, and then also copy and paste the body of that email and paste it here into the contact form. And then you can even submit two of them, one for investor relations, one for media requests. I would appreciate it very, very much. And then if you just put in your information and then your body, that same email, so that way when you type up the email, you just copy and paste it over here. And I would really appreciate your help because, like I said, I don't have that many, strings to pull. Like I'm just a retail investor like every one of you. So I can't contact, maybe I'll reach out to Charlie Bowman or something like that and see if he can pull some strings. But, I question what does one have to do to land an interview with the world's biggest MJ company, one of the world's biggest MJ companies. And, it's certainly not a subscriber count. So again, not downplaying anything that After Earnings has done, but it just leaves me asking a lot of questions, and maybe I'm just not trying hard enough. So if we can get the community, like I said, I really do love and appreciate each and every one of you supporting me along the way, and it goes both ways. I do my best to provide the best content possible, and I can't count how many times I've had a request or comment on my video to interview Tilray. So the best way we can do it is join forces and act together. And I already sent them emails to every single one of these emails. And then I also submitted to investor relations and media requests my same email. So I sent that before and I sent it again today. I would really very much appreciate it if each and every one of you listening to my voice right now could do that. And the more that contact Tilray asking for a POW Group interview, I think the more we will get that interview. And then through collaboration with you, the community, and myself and the POW Group private community, we will draft the questions that we want to ask. And we'll probably interview them. It'll probably be, I would say, anywhere from an hour to 2 hours. It's probably going to be a lengthy one. And I'll be asking them the questions that they haven't been asked and the ones that, people tend to not ask and are very, just from a MedMen perspective to a U.S., growth perspective. A lot of those things that just don't get answered. I won't get into it because I'm trying to keep this video as short as possible, but you can count on me to ask the difficult questions. And like I said, if I can count on you to reach out, get your voice heard as well, and send that communication to their investor relations through email or through the contact form, I would really appreciate it. And like I said, let's work together as a community to get this underway and make this happen, because I think, as a very large shareholder myself in Tilray, and been following them, covering them more than anybody else in the space, I would say, in terms of a YouTube perspective. I think that they owe it to us as investors. And like I said, I'm going to reach out to yourself, anybody listening to my voice, and we'll compile a list of questions. Obviously, we won't be able to ask every single question because there will be so many. I'm sure if we just spend a couple days gathering questions, we'll probably get at least 20 or 30 questions, right? So we'll ask the most pertinent questions and the ones that aren't necessarily asked on all of these other mainstream media outlets. All right, going in it there, it's Rod with Pow Group. Thanks again for your time, and thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth. It's Rod with Pow Group. Again, I would very much appreciate and love each and every one of you for your support, and if you could reach out and help me out in this regard. All right, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you again on the next video.